Excited?
Yes.
Yes. Very happy to be here. Yes.
Well, we are back again.
We are back. Been a long time.
Yeah, it's been a minute, hasn't it?
Back we are.
Back we are with
Yes.
another live episode
Yeah.
of Talk Therapy Live.
TTL is what we call it, y'all.
TTL.
Yes.
Yes. Good morning, Miss Mary Stevenson
Good morning,
is
good
here
morning.
today.
Mhm.
Good to see you on today. Y'all
Yeah.
come on in. Come on in. I want you to know that you are listening to a Gold Chick communication station.
Mm-hmm.
You can listen live if you go to www.1580thepraise.com and click on Listen Live. You can also join in on this discussion today by going to TTL.
Join in.
On the Facebook page,
Yeah.
TTL.
Yeah.
And click on live video and be a
Do
part
it.
of this wonderful
Invite a
discussion.
neighbor, invite a friend,
Yes.
and anonymously text the enemy or call them. It's a good show to be on today.
Yes.
We're waiting on you.
Yes, share. Make sure that you share. Make sure you comment and smash up the like button. Just
Yeah.
smash it up. Every chance you think about it, smash the like button.
Yes.
Like. Make sure that you are sharing it on your own timeline. Well, it seems like it's going to be a beautiful day today, Bishop.
Yes, it is. You know, I can be real deep and say, you know, every day is a good day as long as you're above ground. You ever run into people like that?
Yes.
Yeah, they probably need to come see you.
Yeah, they need to come see me.
But yeah, it looks good out there.
Yes. I mean, you know, it's been so gloomy all week.
Yeah.
It's been
most
gloomy
definitely.
all week.
Mhm.
You know, but thank God for the month of May.
Yes.
Last
Yes.
month was April, and we talked a little bit about life and April showers. But we know April showers bring what?
Mayflowers.
Mayflowers.
That's what they say.
You have to have the rain.
Yeah. Hey, family, Brittany Bozeman.
Well,
and
good morning to
here's
you.
my favorite sister.
Vicky.
Vicky Trout.
Vicky Trump. Good morning to you.
Yes.
Yes, so we all recognize that May is Mental Health Month. Okay, so that's what we're going to be talking about. And if you all have something that you would like for Bishop and I to discuss during the month of May regarding mental health, definitely inbox us and let us know what that subject matter is, whether if it is schizophrenia or bipolar or borderline personality disorder, whatever you want to. This is your platform. This is a community platform.
Yes.
This is all about you. So again, we are talking about mental health. Before we delve into our topic today, who are you?
I am me. I've been me for the past so-and-so years. I am Bishop Marvin Bozeman. I am the pastor of the Great Assembly of Faith Church on the south side of Columbus, 1571 South Parsons Avenue. That's our address. And so we've been having a wonderful time in the Lord. On Sundays, and past Sunday was awesome.
Goodness.
We did a little bit of warfare.
Ooh,
And
yes,
you want to come out and visit?
Sundays.
Yeah,
Yes.
visit us.
If you need a
1571 South
feeling or a
Parsons.
refilling, you
Come
need to
get
be
it.
replaced.
Come
Yes.
get it. Aunt Jill, I'll see you.
Good morning, Aunt Jill.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yes. And I am Kimberly Bozeman, the
Yes.
owner of what's my practice name?
Healthy Emo.
I was going to say Talk Therapy
I
Live,
see
but
that.
I am the owner of Talk Therapy Live too. But my business is Healthy Emotes. The physical location is 1011 East Jenkins Avenue. I am still doing video counseling. But if you would like to set up an appointment or you have a family member that you know have mental health issues, call me or call a therapist, 614-669-5115. Don't forget to visit my website at www.healthyemotes.com. All right. So again, mental health awareness. All right. So we understand that mental health issues come from all kind of sources. It can come from childhood trauma. You know, that in my experience, a lot of it comes from our childhood trauma, whether if it's family related or whether if you were bullied in school, suffer from low self-esteem issues, you know, and it can also run in families.
Yeah.
Mental health issues can and does run in families as well. Okay, you can also have biological issues. There can be something going on within yourself. There can be structural issues in the brain. You could have had a head injury, a TBI, we call it traumatic brain injuries, all kind of things that can lead to mental health issues. So I am saying all of this so that we don't have to feel that, you know, mental health has been taboo for so long. But all of us, if it's not you, it's someone you know. And to tell the truth, from time to time, we all have suffered with some type of mental health issue.
I was going to ask that question. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they should probably come and see you so they can find out what it is, where it comes from. And you would probably refer someone if they needed some type of, you know what I mean, doctor's opinion, you know what I mean, whether it was something that they were born with or, like you said, some type of head injury, or could it actually happen from birth maybe? You know, there are birth defects, you know.
Yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely. Good morning to and happy Mother's Day to my beautiful mother.
Happy Mother's Day.
Trout. She is definitely my shero. She is all that and more. Classy, sophisticated woman. And you talking about a praying woman. You ever need prayer, you call Miss Ida Trout, because she's going to get you together. I thank God for you, Mother. You are the best mother anyone could ever have. And I can go on and on and on. But I want to say Happy Mother's Day to you. And to all the other mothers that are online as well.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, so we want to delve into all of that. Let me ask you a question, Bishop Marvin C. Bozeman, the Honorable.
Yes, ma'am.
When we talk about mental health issues, what are your thoughts about that as far as, is it something demonic? Is it a spiritual issue? What are your thoughts as a pastor in mental health?
It could be both. You know, it could be all three. It could be a temporary demonic attack that someone may be under, you know, that we fight for spiritually. Then again, it could be something that a person is just born with. But, you know, it must be addressed. You must, you know, you can be praying for something that actually needs, you may be having something missing, you know, within your genetic makeup that's causing that to happen to you, you know. So we don't always want to demonize it, but, you know, it could be something that it can be controlled with some type of medication. But it's always good to find out. Yeah. So as pastors and, you know, people of faith, sometimes we can demonize everything when, you know, it doesn't always have to be labeled as some type of demonic, you know, possession. You know, but it could be something that a pill can take care of.
Yeah. So if a person came to you with mental health issues, you would what?
I pray for them, but I know my limit. I'll pray, I'll ask questions, I'll definitely pray for them, but then I will refer them to someone else who is, you know, more skilled and adequate to handle those type of mental health issue questions. You know, so I know that's not my profession. So I know people that know people.
Right.
That know people, you know, so.
But that's really, really good.
Yes.
It's really, keep talking, Bishop. Our battery's going down. I'll be right back.
Yes. It's just good. That you know people in that healthcare, you know, position that's able to be there for you as pastors that actually need some type of input on mental health awareness, and also someone that needs some type of mental health help at that time. So yeah, pastors don't know it all. Sometimes we have to go outside of our comfort zone, and it's okay to do so, just to say, hey, I do not understand, but hold up for a moment, and I will make sure that I get someone on the line that you can get a hold of and talk to. Why? Because it's important. So to me, it's more important for me to say I don't know than to act like I do know, right? Very important that we always have someone who we can go to for those things that we know nothing about. So I know very little about the mental health field because, of course, yes, I'm married to Kimberly, but we shouldn't always demonize everything.
That's right.
Makes a person feel terrible and bad, think they got the devil in them.
That's exactly.
You know, so that's not the right thing to do.
Yeah, and that could be the reason why there's been such it's starting to pick up now. But we know that previously, especially among our black culture,
take your time, breathe a little bit.
Especially around our black culture, people did not want to come into counseling because of that reason, that they felt like they had some type of demon, or they felt like, you know, they were going to be judged. But we understand that is not the issue. Listen, your mind is a part of you. Your mind is connected to the body. Whatever goes on in the mind is going to play out in the body. If you are fearful, guess who's going to tell it? Your body. Your body is going to show signs of anxiety and fear. You know, if you are angry, guess who's going to tell it? Your body.
It's like you say, the body keeps the score.
The body keeps the score.
The body keeps the score.
So it's imperative for you to recognize when you are having a mental health issue. I know for me, sometimes I can become overwhelmed because I take so much on.
I see.
You know.
Then you have to be told to breathe a little bit, slow down a little bit, take your time. Yeah, there you go. Look at you.
That feels so good.
Yeah, just let it go through your body.
Yes, I'll do that one more time.
Do it again. Yes.
I just decreased my anxiety by approximately 3 points.
Okay. Let's go for 12.
Listen, we have a show. It's so simple, but so profound. Do you know that you are actually in control of who you are and how you want to be? All right? You have to know yourself. I'm a spiritual person. You know, I feel like nobody loves God more than I love God. But by the same strength, He gives us the power to be able to control and manage our lives.
Yeah, and we have to take advantage of getting to know ourselves better and more. You know, there's a lot of information out there that we're now privy to, which we haven't been. And so we're starting to know how our bodies operate, what they need more of. I think a lot of people are taking advantage of those, you know, the new information that we have received about our own selves, about our own bodies.
But you have to be willing to recognize it. One thing I cannot stand is for, you know, you ask someone how they're doing. Oh, I'm blessed and highly favored, and you know you got issues going on. You know, you deserve to speak your own truth, to walk in your own truth, and to tell the truth, especially to yourself, because you cannot get help by ignoring all the stressors that you have in your life. So one of the ways that we definitely have mental health issues is when we suppress.
Okay.
Suppression leads to depression. Emotions are better expressed and not suppressed. Okay? In other words, it's better out than it is in. Okay, we've spoken before about emotions, energy, and motion, and how the vortex within you is disruptive. If you have stressors and you have disappointments and you are discouraged and you do not process it, guess what it's going to do? It's going to lay dormant within you.
So it's always best to have someone to you know, talk it out with or talk to. We were watching a show the other day, and I believe someone was saying they didn't know how important that it was to, you know, talk to someone about your problems. You know, they didn't know how much of a benefit that it was for them to. I don't know if you remember that, but we were watching that. And I guess the benefit is just making sure that whatever is in comes out.
That's right.
You know,
in a healthy way. That's why the name of my practice is Healthy Emotes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because it's going to come out. It can come out maladaptive. Good morning, Kathy Stringer. So in other words, if you don't process it in a healthy way, it can come out as irritability. It can come out and you're mad at everybody else and you're snappy at everybody else. You don't want to be around anyone else. You know, you have mood swings. 1 minute you're happy, all of this is because of the lack of emotional regulation. But if you don't recognize that you have issues going on, how can you get the help that you need?
Yeah. So what do you do? I see on Jill, she said people don't always have someone to talk to. My question after that is, what should you do if you don't have that someone to talk to? Are there other ways that we can get out out of us what's inside, since if we don't have anyone?
First, I want to say good morning to Shirley Mays. Good morning,
Miss Shirley Mays.
Yes. So, in my experience, I have come across clients who don't have a support system. They don't have someone that they can be open and transparent with. What I suggest you do is to get a pencil and paper and write down everything that you feel. Let it be raw, let it be authentic, let it be your true self on that paper. And if it's against someone, who has offended you, write their name down and tell them on that paper how they made you feel. Tell them what it's done to you. I mean, get it all out on paper. Now, when you're done, make sure that you're doing your deep breathing also, okay? When you are done, then you can tear up the paper or you can burn it up as a sign of resolution. Hand me that journal over there. This is the most effective way. Life changer. If you have not gotten this book yet, you need to get it. And listen, don't let it collect dust on your shelf. You need to work the pages in this book. Let me see one, because first of all, it's going to lead you. It's going to start off and say, right now I feel, and you can say ticked off, you can say angry, disappointed. You can say
whatever you say.
Whatever you say, all right? And
then
it's going to ask you, do you know what your triggers are? And you can say, yeah, my cousin just ignored me or whatever it is. And then it says, where are my thoughts? My thoughts is that I feel disrespected right now. I feel overlooked. I feel walked on. I feel ignored. And then it says to feel better, I will. And it gives you like a plethora of choices on how you can feel better. And it goes on. Amazon, Barnes and Noble. Not to toot my own horn, but I'm trying to get you.
Because if I'm not doing it, you should be.
I'm just saying, you have to have a way to become a better version of yourself. And we cannot become a better version of ourselves weighted down. Weighed down.
I looked up and someone said that I think it's hard to find someone who you trust, in order to get that out of you. I know in one of your classes we had at the church, what was it about? Inner
child healing.
Inner child. So one of the important things that was left with me was that you can write the letter, and in that letter, express your emotions, your true emotions, how you feel, but set a chair there that represents the person, and act like they're in the chair or whatever. Can you explain that? Is that a good method? Just as hard to find people to trust.
Right. Yeah. Now. That is really, really good, which we call the empty chair method. I would definitely recommend talking to your counselor or therapist about that. I like for someone to, you can do it on your own, but a lot,
but to
in counseling, you don't know what you're going to get. You don't know what's going to come out. And if you're alone and doing that, perhaps maybe you can't handle whatever. I'm just suggesting that you do it with a therapist, although you can do it, on
I was just
own.
wondering for those that don't have a counselor, that may be listening today, what are their options today?
Yes. So again, the letter, writing the letter, I was teasing a client this week. I'm like, well, nowadays You can't tell people are talking to themselves or not, because everybody got
that
their
is
ear
true.
pods in. You know, people are just talking. I'm like, even if you go on a run or you go on a walk and you're out and walking and you're talking and addressing some issues, which is a healthy way too, because you're in motion, so you're able to work out some of that anxiety while you're getting rid of some of the root issues that you have.
Yeah.
You know,
But you may want to play it off by putting something in your ears, maybe.
the worst thing to do is nothing. Right?
Yeah, you have to do something.
The worst thing to do is nothing, because what's going to happen is you have bitter roots, and these roots are going deeper and deeper and deeper. We do not want that, you know, because it's toxic to you. It's not even toxic to the next person. So, you know, a lot of people live with and are married to people who have mental health issues. And I applaud people who stick and stay, especially when the counterpart doesn't get the help that they need.
Yeah. So you need to go get the help that you need to deal with the help that they need, but want
to help your relationship.
Yeah. So.
I'm telling you, especially people who have bipolar, borderline personality disorders. These are very severe mental health issues that can be managed if you came to counseling and stay on your meds. And I know, you know, people have issues with medication. My thing is, if it's going to cause you optimal performance in life, do what you need to do for you. There are, you know, natural remedies out there. Of course, I'm saying to do what you need to do so that you can, you know, control what's going on in your own world.
Yeah, important.
Yeah. Get the help that you need. The worst thing for you to do is nothing. Okay, so, you know, and we know this is Mother's Day, so, you know, we're talking about parenting issues and things like that. You know, we have so much, as a parent, we have so much power as far as developing another human being. So we have to be careful how we nurture and how we cultivate the gifts that God gives us. You know, because like I said, a lot of mental health issues will come from childhood. But even if they come from childhood, when you're an adult, it's not too late for you to get the help that you need. Yes, you may have to be in therapy a little longer because you didn't just arrive there overnight, right? You know, so it took a while for you to become the person that you have become. Now we have to go through the process of retraining the brain. Yeah. Number 1 and number 2 mental health issues is depression, and its best friend. What is it?
I forget.
Depression's best friend. Do you all know?
Depression's best friend.
Yes. Can you all tell me? Let the audience answer. Who is depression's best friend? Who does it hang out with quite often? Come on, talk to me.
Somebody know.
Mm-hmm.
I think I know, but
her name is not Anna.
It's anxiety.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Where y'all at? Where you guys at? You all know the answer to this question.
I was doing all this.
Yes,
you know what I mean? Then you see me doing all that. That was a hint. That was a hint to somebody.
Yes, Brittany Bozeman says anxiety. William, Mr. Talented Bozeman says negativity. My goodness. Wow. Yeah. And negativity is a mental health issue, right? You know, because have you ever been around a person that is pessimistic?
Most definitely.
I mean, everything is just negative.
Yeah.
Listen, I say it all the time. Where there are fruits, there's a reason why this person is the way that they are. Yeah,
it's sunny today, but someone say, well, they said it was 60% of rain today.
Right. And they're going to pull out the negative side, but it's very important that you don't stay around that person for too long, because you become who you hang with.
That's true.
You can love them, but sometimes
Yeah.
we know that you have to limit access to your triggers, and sometimes you may have to love people from afar.
Yeah.
That negativity is the reason why negativity is so powerful, because every thought you think, your brain is sending signals to your cells to release that hormone. So that hormone can be cortisol, which is a stress hormone.
Yeah.
That's going to make you more and more anxious.
What's that say? Anxiety, fear,
And bipolar. Yep.
Yeah.
Vicky says anxiety, fear, and bipolar. Yeah. So we have to be careful that we are conscious of our thinking processes.
Yeah.
If you have a tendency to swing left, like you camp out in the camp of negativity, you have to know you. Like you said, you know yourself.
Yeah.
You have to know yourself, know how you function. Begin to become men and women who are cognitive about your thought processes. So that just calls for us to take our time to slow down, to think before we speak. Right?
Yes.
And if you're feeling a certain type of way in your body, you have to check in with the thought processes. Captain, I see you talking about those ants.
Automatic negative.
Yes.
Automatic.
Yes. Ants.
Yeah.
And these ants, which are automatic negative thoughts, are like army ants. You got the captain or whatever, you got all.
Do they look like that when they're marching?
They're like,
Yeah.
That's the way I envision it, because they come to mean business. I don't like ants. I don't like ants, especially around my food. But I don't like ants. I do not want them in my mind.
Yeah.
If they're in my house, they got to go.
Yeah.
If they're in my mind, they definitely have to go, because they're not your friends. They're not there to catapult you to become your higher self.
Yeah. Keep going, baby.
Okay, so you really want to get rid of the ants.
Yeah.
All right. So one way to get rid of the ants is processing with more positive thoughts.
Which is an extermination.
The extermination of the ants. Catherine says, yes, they do look that way. We are learning to overcome. Yes, indeed. Exterminate the ants.
Oh, man.
Process them. In other words, ask yourself a question. What proof do I have that this thought is accurate? What evidence do I have that I'm going to fail this exam that I'm going to take tomorrow? What evidence do I have that these people are not going to accept me when I speak? What proof do I have that I'm going to be a babbling idiot when I talk on tomorrow?
Yeah.
All of these are like negative thoughts. We want to get rid of the ants. So, I think you had talked before about life, and that I think you compared it to the battery, how we need positive charges and negative charges. Can you explain that a little bit?
I mean, life is not always going to be in our favor. Maybe it is. It's just how we look at it, as we're going through whatever situation is. It's always in our favor spiritually. All things work together for the good of them that love the Lord and all that. But it takes the negative and the positive in order for you to become you. I think we said April showers bring May flowers. You have to go sometime through a whole lot of rain in order for you to be that fully developed individual that you can be. So sometimes it just comes by way of the negative things. Then we turn that negative into a positive, and they both work together. So on that car battery, if it's not, you don't have the negative and the positive working together, the car doesn't run. So the car is the battery in the car is very needy.
So basically, it's our perception about the negative things that happen.
Most definitely.
But isn't it really, for me, the negative things in life are the ones that help us to become strong.
Yeah, it's there to assist. You know, the negative things are there to help. You know, they're there to push. You know, and to make make things work out for you.
Yeah.
But you have to have negative.
I always say that pain is our master teacher.
Mm-hmm.
When things are good, we're in that enjoyment mode. It's like, the pleasure center of our brain, and we're enjoying life. But
no need to pray, no need to talk to God because everything's good.
Oh my good, but listen, let it rain. let a drop come.
Yeah, Lord, we haven't talked in a while, but this is,
Yes. But as a therapist, it reminds me of what we call radical acceptance.
I like that too. Yeah.
Because we know that negative things have happened to all of us.
Yeah.
In childhood and adolescence, in young adulthood.
All your life. Let's be honest.
Yes.
All your life. We have good and bad days, but man, they work together. Now we have to figure a way, to come out of the negative. We had to figure a way to make that negative into a positive and for it to work together for us. So it's going to take time to do it, but it's doable because we all go through the negative and the positive.
But we don't like to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
We don't like the pain at all.
Yeah.
So we try to escape the pain, through comforting ourselves with food.
Yeah.
We become shopaholics, gamblers. We're gonna tap into that pleasure center. This is how some people become alcoholic and drug addicts, because we try to mask the pain.
Or talk about other people. That's a good way of masking your own pain.
Well, talking about other people helps you feel better about yourself.
Yeah,
because
you're pain lowering, on them, but you feel good about yourself.
Right, exactly.
So you talking about them.
That person has low self-esteem. Okay, when you find yourself running other people down, pointing out other people's faults, you have the issue, not the other person. Okay, so you need to see a counselor about elevating your self-esteem. Okay, but the radical acceptance helps with mental health issues, because you're not blaming other people, and you are not blaming God for what is going on with you.
What they say?
Shopping was my best friend. I get it, but I don't know if you have experienced shopper's remorse or not. Or I don't know if you experience financial difficulty behind all of that or not. It feels good in the moment. It really does make you feel good. But then what about the after effects? She says, I had to break that. Thank you, Lord. Amen. Amen. Self-awareness.
Oh, man.
Brittany says it's called retail therapy for a reason, right? You just have to be careful. If you have retail therapy, you want to make sure that you can afford retail therapy.
Oh, y'all going too deep for me. I know nothing about this.
I know
shopping,
you don't.
All that good
he
stuff.
would not have a clue. But it does make you feel good, though.
I guess.
But you want to make sure you're not creating another problem.
Yeah. Husband look up and see that new dress. Oh, I bought this when we were going through. Feel good about myself. Yes. So, you just don't want to create another problem for yourself. But again, we're talking about the radical acceptance, and the same thing is with the grief process, because 2020, 2021, the world has seen so much death. Death is in the air. Yeah.
And the death angel is still going from door to door.
Yes.
Tried to come here this week, but he didn't go.
Yeah,
but there's been so much death in the earth. Yeah. So with the grief process, there's waves of grief that come. And I just said earlier that we don't like sitting with pain. But one way for us to heal better and faster is to embrace the wave, like these waves back here.
I thought you were actually pointing right here.
I
really did for a second out there. I'm not sure my hair ain't grew back out yet. You know, but go ahead. That sounds good, though.
Oh my God.
You make me feel good about myself. I thought my hair was growing back.
You thought you had waves in your hair?
I thought they was back.
Y'all don't laugh at him.
I thought
Please,
they were
y'all.
back. I did. You know I had them at one time. It's a whole other show. But
yeah, you did. You did.
I thought maybe you saw something there. So.
No, so.
I really did, but go ahead.
I can't. Anyway.
Oh my goodness.
Before I was so kindly interrupted.
We're trying to help people. I do apologize.
These ways back here are hard. they are hard to fight.
Yeah.
They're hard to fight.
Yeah.
What I recommend when people go through the grief process is to embrace the wave that presents itself to you, because this wave is saying to you that we still have some unfinished business.
Yeah.
You have to know the name of the wave that comes and presents itself. It could be a wave of anger where maybe you are angry at God for taking this loved one away, or you're angry at God for not fixing the problem, or it could be you're angry with yourself because while your loved one was alive, anger and guilt and shame because you didn't do the things that you could have done for the person. Whatever wave presents itself to you, embrace the wave.
Waves
Pain
are good,
is your master teacher.
Waves are good.
Yeah.
Water just can't settle and stand still. It needs to be something that, for a current to come, turn into a wave. You need those waves. Stagnant water attracts so many different other things, though. When water is stagnant,
you better preach.
You better watch out. I feel it coming. Yes.
Yeah, and stagnant water stinks.
Yes. Look at you, tag team. You better preach, girl.
Seriously. So in order to reduce and manage our mental health issues, it is cooperating with nature and allowing things to happen how God intended them to. If you have to sit with your pain, I know it's a painful process. No one likes to do it, but just like when you have surgery and then you have a time to heal. Right. So you just don't want to exacerbate your mental health issues. Good. Okay. All right. So, this is why prolonged depression, people fall into that suicidal ideations, suicidal thoughts, begin to make plans for suicide and all of that, but again, knowing yourself. So being around people and taking time to see if there's a change in their behavior, are they different? Knowing how to talk to people, making people feel like they're still special and that they are loved. Because a lot of times that spirit of loneliness will get a hold of people, and sometimes people are like, well, what's the use in me being here anyway? No one cares. No one would know if I was here or not.
Yeah, that's true. So
we need to learn how to accept things we cannot change.
That's true.
Hard, but doable is what I say. Hard, but doable.
And those things maybe that we can't change are there to change us to some degree.
That'll preach.
You have to kind of give it another, think around the norm. If you can't change it, maybe it's there to change you to some degree in some other area of your life.
That's really good. Yeah. Say that one more time. I know. Say it 3 times.
Those negative things that do happen to us, or those things that we cannot change, maybe they're there to change us to some certain degree. Though if we can't change it, it's for a reason.
It's for a reason.
Definitely.
Absolutely. So again, knowing yourself. Number one, knowing who you are. What's outside of your norm? Like, are you more irritable than usual? Are you more snappy than usual? Are you isolating yourself? Are you withdrawing yourself? Because you can be in a whole room full of people, but you're really not there. Your mind is just somewhere else. Do you experience crying spells? or have people around you, have you noticed that there's been a reduction in your friends? Are people falling off from your life? So you have to be observant and know enough to know what's going on in your life and what's going on also around you. Yeah. Because one of the telltale signs is interpersonal distress.
Say that again and explain a little bit.
Interpersonal distress. So
okay.
Interpersonal distress is really the relationships that you have with other people. Okay. That's one of the big. If you're falling out with people all the time, if you're in arguments and disagreements with people around you, if you're picking fights and people don't want to be around you, it's telltale signs that there's some mental health issues going on with you.
Okay.
But one of the hardest mental health issues to deal with is personality disorders, only because it's ingrained in your persona. Okay. It's ingrained in your personality. Other people can see it, but you think you're okay. Like, what are they tripping on? And other people are like, they just, or whatever, But if enough people around you say the same thing, you may want to check it out. Enough people tell you that you're on the edge enough, and you're like, no, I'm not, I'm fine.
Better check it out.
You may want to check it out.
Yeah.
So we spoke a little bit about self-check is important. Absolutely. How your body keeps the score.
Yeah.
Even like when people have like chronic headaches, chronic backaches, for some forms of cancer, chronic fatigue syndrome. These things are connected to the mind.
Okay. They're
connected to the mind. That the mind and the body harmonize, right? So the body is going to do whatever the mind is compelling it to do. Yeah. Okay, Miss Vicky says she's got to go. Love you. Love you.
Thanks for joining in today.
One of the ways to help with mental health issues, let's talk about some of the coping skills.
Okay.
So we know that food is mood and food is medicine.
Food is mood and food is medicine. That's a little jingle. I'm going to do a little jingle.
Are you going to do a jingle for that?
Yes.
All right. Y'all heard it. When are we going to have it?
I don't know.
You're not going to give yourself a timeline.
I'm not going to do that.
Okay, so it's coming. Food is mood, food is medicine.
Yes.
If you know that you're not in a good headspace, then eating healthy is going to be so very important for you. All of the bad foods that man-made, anything man-made that's packaged, is not going to be good for you. Okay? Alice says our bodies learn to memorize pain. No, seriously, you're absolutely right. This is why, like for PTSD, and I'll use myself. I was in a very bad car accident some years ago. So when I would go past that spot, I would have like some anxiety.
Yeah.
And it would come out, the heart palpitations and all that, because my body remembers what it went through.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to let anything have me like that. So I, on purpose, would continue to go past that spot. That's called prolonged exposure. I kept exposing myself to that situation until the anxiety reduced.
Makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're so right. As
Challenging
far as that.
yourself, standing up for yourself.
Yes.
Makes sense. Yeah. Overcome that.
But we have to love ourselves enough to eat healthier, to help our mental health. Yeah. Eating what God has made for us. The fruits, the vegetables, and things of that nature. Yeah. Okay, sugar is going to be.
Look at me when you said that.
Sugar. It's going to be your enemy. Sugar is not your friend.
Yeah.
Okay. Some people believe that alcohol helps them to feel better.
It probably does. It probably does.
So with depression, we understand that your serotonin levels are reduced. You have a low level of serotonin in the brain, and this is causing some depression. But what alcohol does, it inhibits the flow of the serotonin too. So you're really doing yourself an injustice. You're not helping yourself. So yeah, you may feel good in the moment, but then after that, you're still going to be more and more depressed. And this is why we keep drinking. You know, we keep going back to the bottle because we keep needing that fix.
Yeah.
You
It's
know,
about after that.
You're right.
After you do that.
After you wake up or whatever you do.
You're like, oh God.
And
now you got something else.
Do you not know that you can't drown a problem? You try to drown them in alcohol and all that. You cannot drown your problems.
Yeah. I heard somebody say before, you can't drown the fish.
You can't drown a fish. Same scenario. Okay, so we definitely want to make sure that we're eating. Exercising is so important. Hard but doable, because if you are depressed, then you have a loss of interest in things that you used to enjoy. You don't want to do it anymore. You don't have the desire for it, and it doesn't bring you pleasure anymore. You know, but I often say to take it by force and not by choice. Depression is not your friend, so you don't want to listen to the voice of depression. If depression tells you to stay in the bed another 2 hours, you know you need to take by force, not by choice, and get out of the bed and step into the shower. 9 times out of 10, you're going to feel a lot better after having gone through the process, but it's just getting to the process. You know, so any form of exercise, like, you don't have to go hard with the aerobics. You can go outside and take a walk around the block. Get your body moving in some kind of way. That is definitely going to be beneficial to you. Okay? And again, talk therapy. It doesn't have to be with a professional. I would recommend that you talk to someone who knows a little more, or someone who loves you so much to speak truth into your life, because sometimes, Bishop, the truth hurts.
It does, but it must be told. It must be told.
I mean, a lot of us, we like to go to our friends because our friends are going to be in agreement with you. But a real friend is when it's going to tell you about yourself in love.
Now you know you was wrong about that.
Yes.
You need someone to tell you the truth about you, and that's real help. That's a real friend. Real friend.
And change your environment. Change it, because what you're doing is you're putting a new pattern on your brain. You're giving your brain something else to work with. Change your environment. It's getting warm outside, you know, taking a walk in nature, just looking at the beauty of the earth. There's a lot of destruction now, but there's also still a lot of beauty. We have to focus on those things that are, what's the scripture, Bishop?
Whatever those things are true and just and
speak up for me. Speak up.
Yes. You hollering all in my ear and everything. It's hard for me to concentrate.
Those things that are pure.
Y'all forgive me.
Those things that are lovely. Whatever you focus on is going to expand. This is why the scripture says, "Oh, magnify the Lord with me."
Yes.
Because we make God big. We make him big enough that we can't see our problems, issues, and concerns on the other side. All we can see is God. In seeing God, we see his provision for us. We see that he's already made a way out of no way. In seeing God, we recognize that, you know what? I've been in this similar state of being before, and he brought me out. Been broke before, but God brought me through. Been sick before, but he healed me back then. So when we magnify the Lord, then we remember who he is and who we are to him. We are his beloved sons and daughters.
You're not by yourself. You know, if you can see him in the midst of whatever you're going through, it's a good indication that you're not alone.
That you are not alone.
You're not by yourself.
Yeah, because that's a problem. Sometimes when we are depressed, when we have mental health issues, we live in that victim mindset. Why does this have to happen to me?
Yeah.
And we feel that we are alone, and we feel that God could not like us, couldn't love us, not yet like us, because of where we are in life. But when we magnify the Lord, we allow His Spirit to permeate our spirit, and we see the good. I always say there's a silver lining in the midst of everything that we go through. You may have been that one that may have been victimized as a child. You may have been that one that was abandoned by a parent. But the silver lining is, number one, you're still here. Number two, you have your lessons learned, because if my parent did A, B, C, D, I'm going to make for sure that I'm not that parent. I'm going to do better. But we don't point fingers, because everyone is the way they are because of things that has happened to them as well.
And happy Mother's Day to you too,
yeah,
Sister Amber Brown.
Amber Brown.
That name sound familiar.
Oh, that's Cousin Charlene.
Cousin Charlene. Well, happy Mother's Day to you as well.
Yes, happy Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So again, mental health issues, we understand, comes from many places. It could be biological, it could be genetic, because it does run in families. It can be from injuries in childhood. It could be environmental stressors like financial depression. I don't think there's any depression. I know it is other depressions that are worse than financial depression, but if you've ever been there, that's a serious depression. So you have environmental issues like loss of jobs, loss of your home, things of that nature. You have interpersonal relationships or distress, like your spouse. There's problems in your marriage. There's problems with your children. So we understand that mental health issues, no one is above that.
Right.
But you have to know yourself and be willing to get the help that you need. We are here on this earth to help one another.
Sometimes it's not as bad as we make it, though. I think a lot of times, because it's out of our control, we think, oh my God, it's over. This is it. But sometimes we make it worse by how we respond to the negative things that do happen. It's not that bad sometimes. Yeah,
and that's why it's so important for us to allow patience to have her perfect work in us. That's why it's so important for us to sit with the pain to see what lessons pain has to teach us. Because like you said, before that, whatever we cannot change, maybe it's here to change us in some kind to some degree. And like you said before, we need the positive and the negatives in life. But if you have a genetic or a biological condition, you can still get the help that you need. Maybe it won't go away, but maybe it can be reduced and managed. Yes. In therapy, we have cognitive behavioral therapy, we have solution-focused therapy, we have behavior modification. It's so many eclectic things that we can use to help you to become the man and woman that you want to become.
So some things you're saying that won't always go away, but you can manage them.
You can manage them.
I think about Paul when he asked the Lord to take the thorn out of his flesh 3 times.
3 times,
and the Lord told him, no, you're going to manage that.
You're going to manage it. That's right.
You'll be all right. You'll manage.
That's right.
You'll manage.
Yeah. But, and then he says, my grace is sufficient.
My grace is sufficient.
So I'm going to give you what you need as you need it.
Sometimes the Lord allows us to live with certain things so that we don't get worse than what we already are.
Explain that.
And I believe that, sometimes those negative things are there, whatever it is that has your attention at this moment is there to kind of settle you so you don't go beyond the point of no return.
Okay. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So yeah, sometimes it's just like that, you know.
Well, let me ask you another question as far as being bishop.
Yes.
So what do you think about people who have to take psychotropic medication to manage their mood? And do you think that it's a lack of their faith? Do you feel like God will be upset with them because is it like they don't trust God enough? I mean, what are your thoughts regarding that?
Well, again, it's going to take faith in God, period. God has allowed man, I believe, to come up with certain medicines that will help the body. You know, he has given that part, you know, that intelligence to a man, a woman, to be able to better help humans. You know, so therefore, no, I don't think God will be upset. He said, hey, get the help that you need. Your faith ultimately is in God. You know, and you're praying, okay, Lord, let this work for me.
Yes. Yeah.
Let this be the thing that's going to help me out and give me exactly what I need to be a better person.
Because we don't know how God's going to heal us.
We do not know how God is going to heal us. So we don't want to be that overzealous, super spiritual individual that, you know, don't go to the doctor. No, when you need to go and get the help that you need. I believe that. Yeah, I do believe that.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I believe God has given us all the resources here on earth that we need to live a successful life.
Yeah.
You know, I always say to allow your diagnosis to empower you. So whether if you are bipolar, you're that way because of some issues that happen.
Yeah.
Whether if you are depressed, whatever it is, allow your diagnosis to empower you. We will be back next week with more on mental health awareness. I am Kimberly Bozeman, the owner of Healthy Emotes Counseling Services, located at 1011 East Jenkins Avenue. Phone number 614-669-5115. Do not forget about the journal and work it to help. We're talking about helping your mental health, helping your issues with mental health.
Help.
Life Changer Interactive Journal. Work it. Get it off your bookshelf and work it. You can get it at Barnes & Noble and Amazon. Bishop.
I am the Bishop Marvin Bozeman, pastor of the Assembly of Faith Church, 1571 South Parsons Avenue. You all can join us this Saturday from 12 to 2 for a Mother's Day brunch.
It's free, y'all. Come on. 1571 South Parsons, a Mother's Day brunch. We're going to have a good time from 12 to 2 o'clock.
Aunt Jill, come on now.
Yes, come on
Vicky,
out.
come on out. Mom Trout, Amber Brown, come on out. I know where you live at, but you know.
Bring yourself, bring a loved one. We're going to have a good time. Join us Sunday at 11 o'clock.
At 11 o'clock. Yeah, it's Mother's Day.
Yes.
Bring that word. Bring that word.
God bless you. We love you.
See y'all next week.